call meeting to discuss museum contract and ordinance, and I have some comments tonight. We have talked some on the contract from the visitor center to the museum, Calcroft Museum Foundation. We have a contract made out. I think you all each have a copy of it.
Mr. Mayor, before we start, should the ordinance come before we do the contract, since it's actually waiving the requirement for the bidding of this particular contract? Have we gotten backwards? I mean, should we pass the ordinance first so that we're not gonna have to go competitive bidding and then discuss the contract?
Okay, we can.
Yeah, you should.
This ordinance is ordinance number 2011-03. An ordinance to waive the requirements of competitive bidding for the procurement of a contract with the Calcroft Museum Foundation to provide a museum and welcome center and for other purposes. Whereas Calcroft City Ordinance number 3.0402 requires competitive bidding for the purchase of services, the cost of which is in excess of $5,000. And whereas the city desires to preserve and perpetuate the unique attributes of the city through an organized presentation of its history, to a quality museum to educate the public, to promote the health, welfare, and economy of the city by providing a welcome center for providing information about the city beneficial to citizens, prospective citizens, businesses, or visitors. And whereas the city council has determined that this is the proper governmental undertaking, is for a public purpose, and can best be provided through a contract with the Calcroft Museum Foundation for these services. And whereas the city council has further determined that competitive bidding for a contract of this specific nature is not feasible or practical, and could unnecessarily harm the city's capability to perform its goal of providing the best services possible. Now therefore be it ordained by the city council of the city that it is not feasible or practical to require competitive bidding by the city as required by city ordinances for this limited purpose. That the requirement of competitive bidding for providing a museum and welcome center is hereby waived. That the city council approves contracting with the city, with the Calcroft Museum Foundation for museum and welcome center services. The ordinance that we have is that anything in excess of $5,000 has to be bid. This would, the only thing this would change would be this one contract. I think in the future we need to discuss this on changing that $5,000 on the bidding. But here and in the contract, it would be monthly or quarterly payments. But this is contracting for a year, so it would be over the $5,000.
Now let's read the contract.
Well,
We want to go ahead and
do
make
you
a
want to
motion.
pass the ordinance?
I'll make a motion, we accept this ordinance as read.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept ordinance number 2011-03 as read. Any other comments?
Is this an ordinance, how does it fall? Because I thought ordinance had to be read 3 times before we vote under, can this come under?
This is not of a permanent nature.
Not a general or permanent nature, it's specific ordinance can be read, passed one time, one reading. It's not required to be published.
Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Linda,
Yes.
Jackie,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Lena,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Fred,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Motion carried. Now then we can go on with the
Read the contract.
contract. I'm gonna read that contract.
City of Calico, not director known as the City and the Calico Museum Foundation, unanimously referred to as foundation, hereby agree as follows. The foundation agrees to provide a staffed welcome and information center to be operated in conjunction with the museum and artisan cooperative gift shop located in the adjacent building, with same to be open to the public 40 hours per week to include time on Saturdays and some holidays. Foundation further agrees to provide the services listed in the position description attached, which is made part of the contract by reference herein. The position description may be revised from time to time by the mutual consent of foundation and city. The foundation may establish a policy for allowing use of the conference room by civic groups and other persons and organizations subject to council approval. Foundation may subcontract services with the Chamber of Commerce subject to council approval, city approval. Foundation shall maintain insurance against third-party liability by reason of foundation's occupancy of the building and hold city harmless for any loss. City agrees to lease the foundation as part of the consideration of the contract, the facility located at 104 Main Street, to include the building, outbuilding, and the utilities, telephone, gas, electric, and water. In addition, city will pay foundation the sum of $4,750 quarterly. Foundation shall provide periodic report of center museum activity no less often than quarterly. City agrees it will keep and maintain the exterior of the building, including roof, walls, and exterior plumbing and grid repair. City will not be responsible for any damage foundation may sustain from any cause to merchandise, records, equipment, or other property on the premises belonging to foundation. Foundation agrees to be responsible for routine maintenance and normal operating condition of all heating, electrical, and air conditioning equipment and interior plumbing. Remodeling projects and or alterations may be done with prior city approval. The written and signed inventory should be made of city equipment and furnishings in the facility by a representative of the city and foundation and delivered to the city clerk within 10 days of taking possession of the facility. At the end of the contract, said equipment and furnishings shall be returned to the city along with possession of the facility in good condition, except in ordinary wear and tear. The contract may be terminated by mutual consent at any time, or by either party giving 30 days written notice to the other party of their intention to terminate same. Failure to perform or the dissolution of foundation shall be considered default, in which event the city may declare the lease terminated and shall have the immediate right to enter upon and take possession of the premises with or without notice.
Any comments on the contract? Do we have a motion to accept the contract?
So moved.
Junior's already moved to accept the contract.
Second.
You second. We have a motion and a second to accept the contract as read. Any other comments? Roll call vote.
Linda, Jackie,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Lena,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Fred,
Yes, I'm sorry.
Steve,
Yes.
Motion carried. So a few comments. First off, I don't know, maybe you know or not, but the Kerr building got broke into this weekend. It was water and sewer. They took all the brass. Very expensive. It was, Stephen just kinda off the top of his head and give a report to the sheriff's office, approximately $5,000 off the city. So, pretty extensive. Stephen worked on it quite a bit today. We had the generator fixed. We've got a 440, generator in Allosaur 220. It's the same, and it's set up where we can pull it to the well up on top of the hill, or number one well down here. They went in and stripped all of the wiring that we bought. It was solid copper wire and very heavy. Looks like that's all they've done to the generator, but we'll have to do some more checking on it. They backed up to the fence on the back side, cut the fence, took a ball bat and beat it back, and they tore the back door open and went in. They knew what they was after. They didn't go pilfering through a whole bunch of stuff. Had a couple of 5-gallon buckets of just junk there, and they dumped it out on the floor and used the buckets to carry the brass out. There was one 4-inch valve, a gate valve, that was approximately $500. That's just a brass valve. They got all the brass fittings, the saddles are brass. The generator can still be used. The only thing we'd have to do right now is, if we had a need for it, is pull it up there and just hardwire it, wire it into that. Right now, that's the extent of the damage we can find on the generator. But the sheriff's office is working on it. Stephen made a bunch of phone calls today to the junkyards to buy this. So I just want everybody to know on that what had happened.
On that generator, when we go back and new wire, can't we use aluminum? But the aluminum isn't just taking that still it too.
Well, from what Carl said, a lot of times they will cut into aluminum and into the wire to see what it is, and if it's aluminum, they leave it because it's not worth the much trouble as copper is. So, what we do, we'll probably talk to Wade and use his recommendations. He's the one that awarded that before. In the January meeting, we will set policy on how the council meeting will be run for the next year. And in the packet, there will be some suggestions on what we can do, and anything that I suggest, I'll have a legal opinion about it. You all have until the council meeting now to think on that on your own and be able to inject anything you want to. And that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn?